Welcome to Naija Trending News.
While many are still criticizing Tinubu's decision to buy a new presidential jet at this time when Nigerians are facing the worst hardship in their lives caused by his failed policies, of course we will hear what Tinubu said. He's currently in the US attending the Democratic Party's National Convention. They spent more than 200 billion naira purchasing and refitting this presidential jet. And what happened next? It was reported that a Chinese company got a judgment in an arbitration court in France, not just in France, in the UK and in the United States, to seize the new presidential jet, including two other presidential jets owned by Nigeria. Eventually, the Nigerian government convinced them to release the new presidential jet to Tinubu because he wants to travel with it. And he traveled to France 2 days ago. Early in the morning on Friday, he flew back to Nigeria just to inaugurate the new Supreme Court Justice. As you know, this new Supreme Court Justice, Kekere-Ekun, was denied visa by the United States because of her role in the governorship election dispute in Imo State. She was the head of the panel that heard the Imo State governorship appeal at the Supreme Court. The panel made a controversial decision by miraculously making Hope Uzodinma, who came forth in the election, to become the winner of the election. After her inauguration as the new Chief Justice of the Federation, pending the approval by the Senate, the government announced that Tinubu will be flying back to France. Less than 24 hours, he flew back to Abuja for the inauguration of Kekere-Ekun as the new Chief Justice of the Federation. When you look at the story, it sounds as if it is Emmanuel Macron, the French president, that flew to Abuja for an event, and obviously after the event, he is flying back to his country, France. It shows that the protocol officers in this administration don't know their jobs. What are they doing? What were they thinking? How can they waste all that money on aviation fuel? How much did Nigeria waste in the to and fro journey just to come back and inaugurate the Chief Justice of the Federation? Weren't they aware that there will be a lacuna in the judiciary arm of government, that the former Chief Justice of the Federation was going to retire? They didn't make plan for all this, so Tinubu's travel to France couldn't wait for a few days before finally traveling where he normally goes for medical treatment. Whatever he's going there to do, the government said that he was going on a walking visit or something like that. But the waste of unnecessary funds is a huge problem. At a time when Nigerians are suffering, every penny must be accounted for. All the money they are throwing around should have been spent on all sectors that will lift Nigerians out of poverty. Just like Tinubu said, if you spend money well, you don't need to spend money on palliatives. Palliatives are never the solution. They are not sustainable. Like the saying goes, teach people how to fish so that they will fend for themselves going forward, instead of giving them fish to eat and tomorrow they will be looking around to find another fish to eat. Let's take a listen.
How do you feel this represents Nigeria on the international stage, or on the international stage right now? How do you feel we're being represented by our leaders internationally?
Very, very shameful. We shouldn't be talking about buying jets today with the level of poverty. We can't be poverty capital of the world and be buying jets. It shouldn't be. Even when I'm still questioning, how much was the cost? We said we're replacing the old one. What is the age of the new one? Why did we need to replace the old one? What is far wrong with it? For me, that shouldn't be. Every penny today should be directed about pulling people out of poverty, in health, in education, because this is where we're lacking. These are development trajectories where we're lacking when compared with similar countries that we're supposed to be at par with. We are low in human development, in education. Our health is worsening every day, where we've even overtaken India in infant mortality, despite the fact that people are hungry. they don't know where the next meal will come from. So every penny should be directed to that. And that's what I hear everywhere. I've been speaking to people from other countries who are talking, listening to the Prime Minister of Kosovo speak this morning in a meeting, listening to former Prime Minister of Denmark speak. Everybody is talking about the people, and the ordinary people. And you could see what I'm telling you about ordinary people, where chairman of VNC is a son of a single mom who was brought up by the grandparents.
Similar to Obama.
Everything. So we want to create a society where a child of nobody who rise up due to productivity and be somebody, where people's talent and hard work will match up their opportunity in life.
It sounds very easy to do. Other countries have done it. But when it comes to Nigeria, they always do the wrong thing. They always take all the wrong decisions. The question is why? Why don't they ever put Nigerians first instead of selfish interest? The answer lies in the fact that Nigerians didn't vote them in. They bought their way to power. So they don't owe anyone anything. They don't owe anyone good governance. They are only there for their own interest. If you look at all the numbers and the data coming in since this administration came to power, it is very frightening. Look at the aviation industry, for instance. It has completely collapsed. Look at the numbers from January to July 2022. A total number of 9,473,813 people traveled by air throughout Nigeria. This is local travel. In 2023, when the calamity happened, a total number of 8,176,722 people traveled by air. This is the entire year of 2023. Compare that to that of the previous year, 2022, when within 6 months, more than 9 million people traveled by air. So maybe a total of 2022 must have been up to double that amount, or at least up to 15 million. Now, when you look at the figures for 2024, it is even more frightening. That's why many airlines are closing shop. Azman Air just sacked all their workers, suspended all operations till October. Who knows if they are coming back in October? Maybe it's just a reason for them to close shop. Anyway, the total number of people that traveled by air from January to May 2024 is just 332,817 people. If you compare the numbers of 2024 to 2022, for instance, it is equivalent to just a week of travel or maybe 2 weeks. So if Nigerians are no longer traveling, what is going to happen? Airlines are closing shop and sacking their workers because of the high cost of aviation fuel. A 1-hour flight in Nigeria now costs upwards of 300,000 depending on where you're going. Sometimes it is even higher than that. It has led to a lot of flight cancellations by airlines. When you get to the airport to take a flight that is supposed to leave by 6 a.m. for instance, they will delay it till maybe around 10 a.m. From there to 2 p.m., 4 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. Flight that is supposed to be just 1 hour. People will get to their destinations at midnight or even beyond that. So this is the huge problem. This is caused by all the devaluation, all the increase in petrol price. Everything, the cost of everything has gone up. So it is hitting Nigeria hard before our eyes. And the people that are supposed to manage the situation, which unfortunately they are the ones that caused it in the first place, they are busy fighting opposition, chasing rats. Like the old saying goes, if someone's house is on fire, the person should do something about quenching the fire, not chasing a rat that is coming out from his building. Will palliative solve this problem? Absolutely not, because their solution to every problem is always to give more rice. When you complain of something, high cost of electricity, high cost of petrol, their answer is always to give Nigerians rice. Just distribute rice, whether it's 1 kg, 1 cup. Distribute, they will shut up. When they say no, rice is not enough, we no longer want palliative, we need solutions, and to express themselves, they troop out in their numbers to protest. The government does what? They will hound them with police, shoot them with live bullets, do all sorts of things imprison them? When is it going to be enough? When will Nigerians say, no, we will no longer continue taking this until we hold our leaders to account and force them to do all the right things? We'll continue complaining. There will be no end in sight. All this talk about wait, it will be better tomorrow. It will materialize in 2 years' time, in 1 year time. Just wait. Why they continue lavishing the money, living their flamboyant lifestyles in our faces? It will never get better. Rather, it will continue to get worse. Thanks for watching.